Welcome everyone to Universe Media. We just watched Morbius last night. It was kind of like getting back here and everything, so we was waited till the next day to record our reactions, and we'll make some changes to our reviews. Instead of like trying to go through and remember everything that happened in a movie, you can't really take notes in a movie theater because it's dark, and then if you use your phone, you're kind of rude, so we don't really do that. So we're just going to give our reactions to it, and if we liked it, and if you should go see the movie yourself. Then maybe we might talk about the end credit scenes. That might be the only spoiler really thing that we'll talk about. So we'll make them spoiler free for the most part.
How about we just say it now?
We'll talk about that after our main reactions. So this movie was really dark.
Yeah. And had a lot of blood in it.
Has a lot of blood. So you have kids that are freaked out by blood and like injections and needles and stuff like that. Probably don't want to take them to this because
or if they don't like vampires, like they get scared of them, don't.
There's a lot of like kind of like jump scares in this movie.
Yeah, like the hand.
Yeah, and CGI is another thing. These vampires' faces were ugly as crap. I mean, I know that's what they're going for, but like Milo, his face looked funny as crap. Like anytime he went all vampire, I just started laughing because it looked so silly. I couldn't really take the villain serious.
And I don't even know what was it. Why he keeps dancing in every scene?
He was really a goofy guy. I don't know if he was trying to be kind of like a Joker in a way. Wasn't really threatening. I mean, he was.
He just took the injection to make him not die.
I mean, he seemed insane. If that was what they were going for, good job, he did it.
But when he was little, he hit someone with his what was that?
Crutch thing, yeah. So yeah, this movie was kind of predictable, in my opinion. You know, there was like the villain reveal that happens, and I saw it coming from a mile away. From the very first scene in the movie, I'm like, yeah, okay, that's going to be the villain. That's
because
the good guy.
Friends can backstab you,
and that happens a lot. So. Yeah, that was very predictable. The final fight scene, I was not a big fan of.
Yeah, Morbius didn't even do it. His bats did it. Like the bat.
Yeah, he used used some bat powers. He's not Batman.
It's Batman versus Joker.
It was Batman, yeah. So yeah, was it a bad movie per se? No.
But they could have did better. To me, I thought it was like short.
Yeah, I feel like they tried to wrap up all the loose ends at the end, and it was kind of like a rushed final fight, and it just kind of seemed sloppy. I didn't really like the final battle, but there was some moments that I liked and I thought was funny, and also, you know, had some like real serious moments, and like some moments it's like, wow, that happened, wow, that's so crazy, and whoa, I just can't believe it, especially that one scene at the end. But yeah, would you want to go see this? I'd say if you want to know the timeline, and because now it seems like we have this Sony thing going on. It's got Venom and Morbius. I'm not sure if they're in the same universe yet. Who knows? The color grading and stuff in the movie from both movies, Venom and Morbius, makes it look like they're the same timeline. You know, they got that dusk and dark feel to them, kind of like how the Amazing Spider-Man looked. Maybe this is Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man's universe, or maybe this could be a whole new Spider-Man that we don't know yet. Maybe a Miles Morales universe. You know, who knows? Yeah, that could be interesting. maybe they're setting up for maybe Andrew Garfield and Miles Morales. So, should you go see this? If you want to see the timeline, yes.
And if you want to learn about Morbius.
If you're not really a Marvel fan and don't really
care about vampires,
I would say no.
Which I care about Marvel, but not vampires.
Some of the characters were pretty interesting. Morbius's character, having to deal with the curse of being a vampire, trying to figure it out, and I think that was pretty interesting. He's an anti-hero. He's battling, trying to be a hero and a villain, which he didn't really do too much heroic actions as Morbius. It was more of, he is a hero that turned villain. He was a hero as a mortal man, as a sick man.
Making artificial blood.
Making artificial blood, saving lives, but he wanted to try to fix this one thing, and it just went too far.
Yeah.
So,
but Morbius should have did more experiments instead of injecting things in him.
So, I think fairly good movie. I just think they just rushed it, and the writing was a little sloppy in some places. And where they were most sloppy was the end credit scene. So if you don't want the end credit scene spoiled for you, feel free to click off this video, come back after you watch the movie, and yeah. End credit scene. Okay, so we got the jail that was in the city, and you can see this skyline that looks very similar to the one in No Way Home. Doctor Strange's spell, the way it was ripping the sky apart. Well, the Vulture just appears in this jail, in this jail cell.
And he says they better have good food in this joint.
So, I was like, what?
Food in this joint.
Alright, so if you just
imagine somewhere.
If you poof out of this universe and poof into some other universe in another jail cell,
you're like, well, I hope this place has good food.
That would be the first thing you'd say, and you wouldn't be freaked out or nothing. He just looked so chill and was like, I hope they got better food here. Like, okay.
And then I went to another end cut.
So now we got Morbius driving a car. I don't know
Which he can fly.
He can fly. Maybe he can only fly when he's in his vampire mode. So when he's, free from his, vampire mode, maybe he just can't fly. I don't know. He has to wait till he's hungry to have cool powers. So he's like, okay, if you don't fight me, I'll wait 6 hours or 4 hours.
What? Okay, now.
Now you can fight me. So, meets up at this random spot. The Vulture flies in.
Where did he get a suit?
Because Iron Man does not exist in this universe. At least not yet. We don't know. How does he get his powers? Like, the suit that has the reactor stuff. Like how they can power the suit. And his only explanation has something to do with Spider-Man.
Stop blaming Spider-Man. Well, yeah, he did that, but...
And also, does Spider-Man exist in this universe? Because Morbius doesn't know that.
Who's that?
Who's that? So,
and Vulture's like, let's team up.
And then also there was like some images of Spider-Man in like posters in the background, like murderer and stuff, at least in the trailer. So, and I was kind of disappointed that we didn't get anything with Spider-Man, or nothing was really answered. It was just kind of like, here's Morbius' story, which I guess is kind of cool because it doesn't like overshadow Morbius.
Which is probably going to be in a Spider-Man movie. There's made that movie.
So maybe we're getting a Sinister Six going on. It will be Morbius, Venom, and the Vulture.
Which the Vulture only wants food.
Maybe the Green Goblin. I don't know. So overall, I'd say my enjoyment for this movie was a 6 out of 10. I'd say maybe being a little generous there. Wasn't the best movie in the world. I know the previous movie we saw was No Way Home.
But nothing.
And that was a 10 out of 10 movie for me.
Nobody can top Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty hard. Next movie, I believe, is, you know, this is movie, not Disney Plus shows. I think it is The Multiverse of Madness.
Which I'm excited for that.
Really excited for that.
Now, that one might top Spider-Man.
It may. So.
Or it might, like, get second place.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that one. Hopefully some more answered questions will be answered. Every time I try to say that, I end up wanting to say maybe more answers will be questioned. I need to make that into a shirt. More answers will be questioned. But that was our reactions and review of Morbius. Definitely go see it if you want to know more about the character.
And if you love vampires.
If you love vampires, you'll love this.
Why? They suck your blood.
Yeah, definitely would not recommend dating one.
I would not. I wouldn't even be friends with one.
Stay away from vampires.
I'd be the one with the steak always in my hand.
Going for a hug. Alright, well that was our review. Hope you enjoyed it. And let us know what you thought of our new style of reviews. I like it because it doesn't put so much stress in having to know everything about the movie.
Yeah, and it's good for people that hasn't watched it yet.
Yeah, so this will be like, should you watch it kind of episodes. But that was it. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you Wednesday for our Moon Knight Episode 2 review.